It'll probably go down as my worst season ever in a long-term save. Let's talk about why. Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. It's AFC Thames and it's me, DoctorBenjyFM. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Clearly not. Clearly can't talk for you. It's one of those days. But this is where I think we went wrong. I think our recruitment wasn't good enough. Since we last met, we've played a host of games. This is formatted weird. And we had an April, which we'll talk about the April specifically, that was completely winless. I said last episode, I'll come back at some point, and hopefully everything will have turned around, and everything's fine, and we won't be in a relegation battle. Well, this run of form, if we extend it a little bit as well, viewers, we've been here before, haven't we? This run of form was particularly bad. And I was a little concerned. We changed things up here against Dover, started to play a different system, and you can see it's got us 2 wins and 2 clean sheets as well. That system, and I'm sticking to the core that I'm even doing it, is a 4-2-3-1 system. I feel like the recruitment, as I said before, the recruitment was our big issue this season. We've got 1 game to play in a season that is almost a write-off. Like, I'm happy to survive in this division, in the Vanarama League South, and I'm hoping the summer is going to be huge for me. It has to be. I've made no mistake, I want to be in the playoffs next season, and right now that is a gap of 18 points. That could be worse after we played our final game. Welling United have gone down. Burgess Hill, a recently promoted side around us, have finished similar to us. We've just beat them 1-0. I was going to play Odyssey Spy Rides, but I feel like we've done it 15 times, so I thought we'd skip the Burgess Hill game, go straight to Bath, talk about how we can build next season, talk about the players that are going to hopefully stay here for the coming season. Like, you look through this squad, if you race it by ability, a Cohen, Reeve, Dean Fleming, they're definite players that are going to be here. Like, Dean Fleming has been very, very indifferent, which meant I went and bought a new goalkeeper and then realised he doesn't get here until June, and well, that was a waste of time. But yeah, Dean Fleming, I'm hoping, is going to carry on developing and improving, because he's going to have to. I think ultimately the quality that exists within this division, like if you flip through a few other players, right, just to get an idea, Malachi Reeve there, decent without being amazing. A Cohen as well, decent without being amazing. One of probably the better players well, definitely in our team, maybe in the division. If you look at the season preview and you look at the midfielders we're up against, there isn't necessarily the standout stats that a Cohen's got, but it's how well-rounded some of these guys are in this division, right? Like, this guy has got the passing, but his mentals are like better than anyone else in the division, and picking up players. Like, he's on loan as well, but we can't loan players like that. That's part of the problem. Striker-wise, I mean, he's fast. He's very well-rounded. The pace on him as well is really, really good. Goalkeeper, we just looked at Fleming. You can see Josh Clark slightly better. I say this, getting these players, like him as a fullback in this division, those physicals, some of those mentals are so strong, and we don't have that across the board, right? So we're starting someone like Mbika, who has got really well-rounded stats, but isn't stand out in anywhere but penalty taking or aggression necessarily, and he's someone that we rely upon heavily to do a lot of the lifting in this team, and when he's having a weaker season, it's going to be a problem. We haven't been able to rely on the goals of our main man, David Hoey, this year for whatever reason either. He's played here and there, and 2 goals in 12 is never going to be enough. Like, it's always going to be a sticking point for us. It's always going to be a problem. And Tyrese Lewis, who has just come into the side and played and scored against Burgess Hill, we're going to need more players of his level and better to progress forward, right? He's got, again, some nicely well-rounded attributes for the position he plays. He's not really quick enough, or maybe his crossing isn't as good, but that dribbling's decent. Flair, you'd look at probably teamwork, really like sort of stand out. But even then, right, like, he's starting in this current side. And if we're going to stick with this system or a system similar to this, then we're going to have to find a way to change things. I bought 2 strikers in this year that I thought were going to be not game-changing for us, but would help us progress a little further. Farley's 13 and 31 is okay. And Wakefield, it seems strange, really. 8 appearances, 2 starts, 6 off the bench has never impressed me. And I bought him for actual money that, frankly, we don't have. So next season's going to be interesting. I think, again, the summer window is going to be absolutely massive, and yeah, we're going to have to find a way to get more out of this team and not sit here in 16th, because it's not good enough. It's not fun to play. It's not that fun to watch, I can't imagine. The struggle has to exist at some stage. Like, when you get back-to-back promotions, there's going to be a point where you level off, and in some series, I've even raced through the Vanarama League South, the National and League 2, but this time around, this Thames side, we don't quite have the resources, and yeah, we're finding it tough. So that is part of the journey. Hopefully that's why you're watching, to watch the story, to watch the journey. And yeah, this season is a season to forget a little bit. A lot. But let's finish things off then. Let's play Bath City. Let's see if any of these boys can stake a claim to be here next season. Again, we're playing this 4-2-3-1. It certainly made us a little more steady defensively. We were conceding an outrageous amount of goals, it felt like us. But that April period, that playing the game, and it wasn't like none of them were videos. Dorking maybe at the very start of the season, or at the start of the run was. And then every game after that just got more and more depressing as we went on. Bath City are below us in the league table. Doesn't mean they'll be an easy game here, though. You can see Calder working it forward up towards. See, now that is just so much disconnect. But this is sort of what happens at a lower league level. We've changed to a direct counter-attack style, a little bit more cautious, being able to sit in again and defend a little more. Of course, you are asking teams to come at you, and wow, Fleming there with one fantastic save as the ball is cleared away into, well, I don't know where it's going. The ball it's bounced back. Hello, ball. But yeah, I'm doing a series at the moment with Chelsea that was started this morning. So if you've not seen it, go and check that out. It's a Do It Better series, and I'm going to try and apply some of the things from that series that I've learned over the week of playing it, and try and apply some of it to Thames, especially the squad building element of it, and picking players up that suit our style. I think I got caught up in the fact that we were winning quite a lot and just thought, oh, we're great, we just win all the time, look how great we are. And ultimately that is arguably what's cost us this season, as Calder puts in a free kick towards the back post. Davis comes and claims. Of course, we're playing on the square pitch, so that ball is very much on, but I mean, he's kicked it to nobody at all. He should have looked up before he did that, probably, as it goes out to Lewis, who has come into the side of the last few games, and has looked pretty good, actually. Like, I don't know, it's attribute-wise, it's 2 stars, according to Michael Emery, but that cross played in towards Farley wasn't too bad. Harfield's there backing him up. I think the support of having 2 wingers, or 2 players in wider areas, has definitely helped both defensively and offensively, so there's something to take from it, as that kick forward slightly better, though they give the ball away. Cohen now launching it. This is a bizarre highlight which must surely end with something, as Farley takes it off his man. He's got one man to beat. Can he go around him? He's going to have to shoot from the edge of the box. He does, and it goes very much wide. Also, I'd quite like to get more fans in the stands, as there's a free kick to Bath City. Knocked forward. Looked offside to me, but no, not offside at all. 5th goal of the season for him as he runs towards our fans in a very aggressive manner, celebrates wildly. Let's take a look at it again. Is it just a lack of marking? Because that's something we can arguably fix in the future. As it's played forward, he just sort of drifts away from our defensive line that don't follow him at all. And yeah, it's quite simple. He's definitely onside. I mean, I've just seen it. Yeah, easily onside. Not good enough. Got a free kick very, very quickly, and Calder is known for scoring them. So will he score again? He will. It's a wonderful free kick. 5th in the season for him. Not had the impact he's had in previous seasons, it's fair to say. It was an assist machine in the last couple of years, but the fact he's still capable of doing this means that I don't think I would let him go in the summer. That said, the team you're seeing here right now, I would expect probably 4 or 5 of them will definitely still be here. I would expect some major change. I don't know. Players like Reeve and Minivan would still be here. Harfield's a question mark now. Cohen's probably going to be here. Cousin Brad Carr. Hopefully the squad, even players like Mbika, Lewis, Farley, like I'm talking about the fact they've improved us a little bit, and Mbika, it feels weird to say that he might be leaving us, and this system is in a sense like built around him. But again, I should say as well, we changed to 4-2-3-1. We talked about this last episode, right? We called it the Mbika machine. Didn't really work in that fashion. The bigger switch was changing to a direct counter-attack and coming off sort of a possession-based style that clearly wasn't working and hitting teams on the break a little bit more. That's why our wingers have been a little bit more effective. It's arguably why we've been better defensively, because when you're counter-attacking, obviously you're sitting a little bit deeper, you're defending, and you're waiting to explode out of those moments. It's 1-1. It's 20 minutes to go, and again, 20 minutes or 15 minutes of this season left to go. I can't wait for it to be over, as Calder's got another free kick. It was the way we got our first goal. Is it going to be the way we get our second? As there's lots of players in the penalty area. Dewitt's got lots of space. Now, Tom Dewitt's been a man that I've actually been pretty underwhelmed by and pretty disappointed by this season. It's his 2nd goal of the season. It's good to see him do something offensively, because defensively, he doesn't do that much. We take the lead against Bath, and this would be quite a nice end to the season. 3 wins on the bounce. If we can hold on, I should probably think about making a change here or there. I don't know if any of these boys are going to have their final game for us. I worry that Michael Emery, it might be his. That might cost me a point, Michael. And I'm going to take the risk with it anyway, as the time is ticking away. 3 minutes, and it is over. If I had a bottle of champagne, I'd pop it. I'm so pleased this season is done for and will not have to exist in my mind ever again. But we will. But that said, we will take things from this season. We will learn from them. Let's take a look at our season review and maybe highlight a few of the areas where this has gone quite horribly wrong. Maybe it's the lack of doing intros. That might be the factor. Maybe the vibe's wrong, viewers. Ah, yes, Ross joins Thames. That's the goalkeeper who's 35 that I've signed. Never mind. Now, end of season review then. Let's take a look at where it maybe went wrong. In terms of players we brought in, Tom Devitt was a mainstay in our side, but a 6.87 over 40 games is not that good. It's the defending of a lower league player, to be fair. Goals-wise, Harry Farley has done all right. I don't think we can be too critical. The average ratings, though, are so poor for everybody. Even Minivan, a 6.59. Like, that is just so not what I was hoping would happen. Tom Devitt's actually got the best one of the bunch, so maybe I'm being a bit harsh. It's a D on him, a C+ on Harry Farley. Probably fair enough. What would I give Lewis? I'd give Lewis like a C, a fair C. Yeah, okay. Let's see how right I am on these. Josh Hawks, probably a D-. They've given him a C. Wakefield is in E. That's about F. Okay, well, they were harsher than me. Minivan, probably an E or an F as well. C, they've gone C. They're content with Minivan, really, after the season we've had. And Zach Smith, who I thought would have a lot more of an impact. Again, they'll probably say C, but I would say lower than that. C+ they're giving him. That's wild. I disagree strongly with. I don't know if that was the board or if that was the fans, but either way, the board are delighted with the team's ability to avoid the relegation battle. That's maybe why some of the grades are a little higher. We started the season, I mean, we started in October, obviously, we will do again. We started the season 6 games unbeaten. I was so hopeful. I thought this is going to be such a good season. We're going to do well. We're going to stay competitive. We're going to be tough to beat. And 17 defeats later, that's just not what happened. You can see the inconsistencies of our side. That period there in April, or sort of the March-April period, is our most consistent. This bit here, these 2 wins against Weymouth and Maidenhead, are the anomalies, really. We lost so many games. Like the losing runs were the problem. The winless run there is just, dearie me, awful. But we finished with a flourish. So it's not the worst thing ever. 13 goals for your top goal scorer isn't great. Our biggest win was a 4-2. Match to remember, a 3-2. Goal of the season. Was literally in the last game of the season. Calder's free kick. You've just seen our goal of the season. And 98 shirts sold. Rasulo sold quite a lot. We barely played Rasulo. Maybe that's a factor in why we're so bad. Sponsorship, of course, is coming as well. Match day revenue is down on last season, which when you get promoted to a more official league, it's a little bit concerning. And that's the best 11. Playing it sort of that 4-3-3-esque system in a way. But yeah, things have definitely changed for next season. And the midfield, the average ratings, every time I can't look at them directly, viewers. But yeah, we've changed style. This direct counter-attack we're going to try and deploy now is going to be the way forwards. Malachi Reeve, fans player of the season. I don't even know if you'd have a fans player of the season this season. I think, Malachi Reeve's probably the guy that deserves it most. As record breakers, David Hoey up there, cousin Brad Carr, most league appearances. 2 records that are going to be incredibly tough to break. So I'd be curious to see if anyone can actually do that. As going into next season then, what is the vision for next year? Play entertaining football, avoid relegation is all they want me to do, but that's not what I'm here to do. Work towards repairing the club's financial damage. We'll do that by getting good players and getting promoted. That's how these lower leagues work, and that's what we're going to try and do. Hopefully they don't restrict my budgets too much. They've not announced the budgets yet because the season technically hasn't ended, but there will be a transfer episode. I'm going to talk through some of my dealings in the summer. Of course, we've got until October to play. What should we say here? We're going to be in a good position to avoid the relegation battle. We haven't done a good enough job of playing the style like we're supposed to. I'm going to be a bit critical. Half of them are happy, some of them feel disappointed. But overall, that's probably gone as well as I expected it to. Put this one behind me. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to look at this. I don't want to get it off my screen. Bring me a different screen. We're going to have to figure things out then. Squad-wise, there are issues. Performance-wise, there were some major issues. Michael Emery was the only man with a 7 rating this season. And you can see Malachi Reeve couldn't defend all on his own, and changes are going to have to be made. And if you enjoyed the video, though, and you enjoy the fact that this story sometimes hits bumps in the road, and we have to respond from that and hopefully improve things, then we should do. I'm just noticing that Rasulo has got a long contract and is worth a fair amount of money, and I don't play him. See you next time, viewers. Does he start from now on?